27 seconds of logos.
The brave Macbeth.
Roll credits.
Sparrows, eagles, or the hare, the lion.
Nancy says he's hot.
Duncan looks like Stalin. Isn't Duncan supposed to be represented as a beloved and honored leader, not a tyrant?
Cliche heartbeat flatline. K-drama / Grey's Anatomy energy.
When shall we three meet again?
Light versus dark imagery. The lights turn off while the witches are talking to show that they are evil. One of the only correct uses of lighting in this movie.
Fair is foul.
How did you cut it out so cleanly?
Why use light versus dark this way? Why is the light on the witches? Why are Macbeth and Banquo walking into an empty ballroom? They exit the ballroom after, so going to the ballroom was completely pointless.
Why, you should once her chappy finger laying upon her skinny lips. You should be women. And yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so.
How does Banquo see their lips? Also, where is the beard? The nurse's costume take away a key tell about the time period that only masculine people can have power.
Speak! I charge you!
Why are they in the light again? Aren't they supposed to be instruments of darkness?
And oftentimes, to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths, win us with honest trifles, to betray us in deepest consequence.
Foreshadowing. Also, Nancy says Banquo was hot.
If chance will have me king, why? Chance may crown me without my stir.
Why is there blood transfusion in the background?
Come what? Come may?
Banquo looks at Macbeth as if he's crazy, defeating the purpose of the aside, because Macbeth is supposed to be speaking to himself.
This is America.
Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires.
Finally, the light versus dark motif is used properly. Still gonna take one sin away for this low level of consistency.
Make thick my blood. Stop up the access and passage to remorse.
Emo soliloquy about Lady Macbeth wanting to be masculine?
To cry, hold! Hold!
Good usage of juxtaposition from Lady Macbeth's manly monologue to a feminine domestic activity. This transition is also cinematically powerful since it shows the juxtaposition of her ambition and her true role. This is an epitome of both appearance versus reality and femininity versus masculinity. So, minus a sin.
This castle hath a pleasant seat. The air, nimbly and sweetly, recommends itself unto our gentle senses.
You're telling me that the air smells nimbly sweet, while there are bloody animals being butchered and a raw pig head on the counter, which obviously don't produce sweet smells? Also, the dramatic irony is missing here. The positive and innocent appearance of the castle is supposed to contrast with the cruel and deadly reality, but here, the appearance matches the reality. The castle looks like a dark and unpleasant slaughterhouse.
That we but teach bloody instruction, which being taught, returns to plague the inventor.
Someone walks past Macbeth, yet he still talks to himself, loudly. Couldn't the other guy hear him?
Rise to me when you durst do it, then you were a man.
Toxic masculinity alert.
Have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, and I so sworn as you have done to this.
Lady Macbeth would commit infanticide for Macbeth. True love, I guess.
Macbeth takes Fleance's cake. So now he's a murderer and an asshole. Great.
Come, let me clutch thee.
Showing the dagger as being only a figment of Macbeth's imaginations only shows that Macbeth is guided by his free will, eliminating an important contribution to the theme of fate versus free will.
There's just a random sink in a hallway, no other furniture, just a random sink.
Why did she run from one hiding spot to another? Both of those spots are ineffective anyways.
Macbeth is the person who killed the king, so why is Lady Macbeth bloodier than him? Is this some sort of symbolic placing of blame on Lady Macbeth? Because that's way too vague and impractical.
To go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Anon, anon!
Porter is just downright creepy. Where's the comedic relief?
And urine.
Why is he peeing in the sink?
The night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down. And as they say, lamentings heard of the air. Strange screams of death. Some say the earth was feverous and a chink.
The great chain of being isn't really represented by this scene. They aren't acting like last night was the worst and most unnatural night, and that all hell broke loose as the king was killed. They're acting like last night was just another moderately bad night. Two sins for this outrageous scene.
Is it? 'Tis unnatural.
What's unnatural about trees? The imagery doesn't fit the dialogue at all. Also, isn't the environment supposed to indicate the most serious crime on earth, murdering the king, has been committed? Killing the king here isn't represented to seem as severe.
Why can't you also further emphasize how the heavens cried when the king died? That would be way more dramatic and also adds on to the weight of regicide.
Nice job with the horses representing dark versus light. Lady Macbeth is on the light horse because feminine benevolency, while Macbeth is masculine and malevolent. Subtle, but nice touch.
The seed of Banquo kings. Rather than so, come, fate, into the list, and champion me to the utterance.
Ambition alert.
Meeting. Do you find your patience?
Macbeth is in the kitchen, making a sandwich. Not to draw the obvious line, but that is feminine and unfitting for his masculine role in this part of the play, since he's supposed to get more masculine.
And though I could, with bare-faced power, sweep him from my sight!
The murderers look scared here. This raises so much of the moral ambiguity of the play, which was brilliantly written by Shakespeare. Here, Macbeth doesn't use persuasion, but instead seems to threaten the murderers.
Here, Lady Macbeth is portrayed as much more feminine. Now that's how the play goes, minus a sin for consistency with the source material.
Another sin-off for the subtleties of the red light in the back. Now that's a good representation of bloodshed caused by both Macbeth and Lady Macbeth.
So, prithee go with me.
Wow, impressive. Another send-off for a great cinematic depiction of chiasmus. Lady Macbeth was leading Macbeth the last time, but now it is Macbeth that is leading Lady Macbeth. This really underlines the masculine and feminine roles switching between Lady Macbeth and Macbeth. 3 sins off in a row.
Blood soup. Nice.
The banner of his face is an example of appearance versus reality because dictators often glorify themselves even though they are not necessarily good leaders. Still gonna add 1 sin for cliche as the banner of leaders is way overused.
Caddy Duncan's sons under his chias, and please heaven he shall not. They'd find what's 'twere to kill a father. So should flails.
Lennox is supposed to be sarcastic, isn't he? Why does he seem so serious in this scene?
Above the cauldron go, in the poison entrance through, Tova under cold stone, days and nights is 31, salted venom, sleeping god, all our verse in tower.
Rapping witches?
How did Macbeth find the witches? How does he know that they're there?
The sink in the background is from the same place where Macbeth dropped the daggers. Are they really this cheap? reusing the same location for another setting?
I did hear the galloping of horse.
How?
From this moment, the very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand.
Blind ambition alert.
Why is there a ladies' changing room in Macduff's castle? Weird setting.
Ross casually walks into the ladies' showers and changing room.
The use of the church as a setting is useful in characterizing Malcolm as a good and traditional figure, so minus a sin.
Movie adapts this part line by line, while skipping other probably more important lines and scenes.
All my pretty chickens and their dam at one fell swoop.
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so.
Toxic masculinity alert. Good for Macduff for calling out Malcolm and actually grieving his family's death, though.
Receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the effects of watching. In this slumbery agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That, Doctor, which I will not report after.
Suddenly, killing the king is such a great deal that the chambermaid can't tell Lady Macbeth's doctor about her sleep talking? Where was that energy the actual night the king died? Inconsistency and a terrible job at highlighting the great chain of being when it actually matters.
Did she just pour acid on her hands? Oh my god.
Why is the blood pouring out of the faucet? Since blood is a symbol of violence, is the movie trying to say that Macbeth and Lady Macbeth just turn on their evil at will, thus leading the blame of Macbeth's crime towards his own free will, rather than fate again?
Now does he feel his title hang loose upon him, like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief?
Cliché of robes representing roles.
Satan, I say!
Why is he washing his head at the dinner table?
What is your gracious pleasure?
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, which was reported.
Why is Porter also Satan? This movie is so low budget. Satan's supposed to be a trusted aide, and having him replaced with a guy wearing a tank top isn't believable.
Come, give me my armor. Doctor, the Thanes fly from me. You, sir, dispatch! If thou couldst, Doctor.
No, that's not armor, that's a bullet strap. Someone should really fire this Porter.
Wherefore was that
The
cry?
scene is the same as the opening scene. Reusing the same scene even though in the play there are two different locations. What a low budget production.
Ghillie suit? How does it resemble the entire Burnhamwood movie? At best it looks like some bushes are moving. Also, if ghillie suits are to exist in this period, the servant and Macbeth would know that. They should have just used branches for camouflage.
Liar and slave! Let me endure your wrath. If it
Yeah, that's not how you hold a gun. I get it, it's an uneducated Porter, but come on.
This movie should come with an epilepsy warning with the amount of flashing lights in it. It's so distracting that I almost want to fake a seizure so I can stop watching.
What's my name?
Don't be afraid to hear it.
No? Though thou callest thyself a hottening than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to my...
How does young Seward not recognize Macbeth's face? His face should be iconic, and as a tyrant, Everyone should recognize him.
Thou liest, abhorred tyrant. With my blade, I'll prove the lie thou
Man brings a knife to a gunfight. I wonder how this will go.
speakest.
Why did he throw away his gun and pull out his knife? Guess he didn't learn from the other guy who brought a knife to a gunfight.
Get thee back. My soul is charged with too much blood of thine already.
The way Macbeth is smelling that he's charged with too much of Macduff's blood is unfitting here. Macbeth is supposed to feel guilty and somewhat scared of Macduff, but smelling does not display any of these emotions and his reluctance to fight. It looks like he's trying to provoke the fight. He doesn't feel guilty at all.
So Macbeth is about to kill Macduff and he just decides not to. Wow, what an anticlimactic end to this fight. But I guess he needed to randomly show guilt for his action without any build-up whatsoever.
Again, this movie gives us a rather confusing usage of light versus dark. Why are the instruments of darkness walking into the light? They're being presented as divine figures of some sort.
Hail, King.
Why does Macduff have so much blood dripping down on his face? Did he just smear Macbeth's blood on his face to look badass?
The elevator. No, but seriously, this scene is pretty ambiguous.